What's up, guys? I'm going to in this video address does testosterone make you more aggressive, and does it cause roid rage? And just to get to the conclusion in simple form, in simple explanation, it's a yes and no answer. Yes, it can, but no, it does not. So I'm going to explain why, because this is kind of a, there's two parts to this, okay, that kind of are contradicting. So first of all, I'm going to explain that testosterone actually can make you calmer. It actually has a calming effect where you're more focused. There's like a focus, right, involved, but you're calm. The waters are calm. You're not overreactive. You're not overly stimulated, or if something happens and it's like somebody tries to up the ante on you, you're not gonna automatically just be reactive to that. Like if they raise the chips, they put the chips on the table, you're not necessarily going to be overreactive. You're going to be more calculated, and in that sense, you're not as aggressive. So that's a very important thing I wanted to get right off the bat. Is one thing I noticed: I actually became calmer when I started taking testosterone. And this leads me to the second point. I believe two people who are too low on testosterone, i.e. beta bitch males, or guys who are like quasi autistic or whatever, they are a bit too reactive. They act like bitches. There's like they're overly stimulated in that over stimulus, it's gonna manifest itself in some form of aggression. Now, it's not an aggression that's like an alpha male type of aggression, and this is why this is kind of a multi-dimensional answer to this, because there is the type of aggression which is very dominant and is very, I'm gonna punch you in the face, which I literally did to a guy the other night. I literally punched a guy in the face 4 times the other night and knocked him, or at least knocked him down. He went down hard. And that, I believe that was due to the steroids I'm using, obviously. Not just as testosterone, but steroids played a part of that. That aggression came to the surface and manifested itself in me punching a guy literally in the face and fucked my knuckle up. Still healing right now. Now, you have to distinguish between that type of aggression and somebody who is overly reactive and emotional, which manifests itself in another type of aggression. Just like what a type of aggression, you have to distinguish between male and female aggression. Both aggression, but both different. Right? Females can be very socially aggressive, and that can manifest in gossip and blah blah blah, lots of other things. And bitch boys can manifest itself as well. So there's that. I'm going to get off the bat here. Sorry, I'm in a bit of a traffic situation now. A bunch of guys wanted to make a left turn on an advanced green, and then it became green for me. So I'm starting to get a bit of aggressive now because of all the testosterone. I'm just joking. But I got to then flip to the other side of things, because obviously testosterone and steroids in general can cause aggression. And when it comes down to that, it's like when I think of like chimpanzee primates, like who's going to be the top of the hierarchy within the chimpanzee fucking group, like a tribe, right? The guy's going to get challenged. The guy's on top is going to be challenged by the new young guys and everything, and he's going to beat them down. You motherfuckers, get the fuck down to your hierarchy level, bitch. That's where you're supposed to be at. And in order to do so, you got to be aggressive to do so. I don't know how many of you guys have had a hot lady before, but you take a hot lady out, and there's going to be a bunch of guys trying to act aggressive on her, and she might be a nice woman or not, and she might not do much and whatever. It's going to take you to be like, look, buddy, like, back off type of thing, right? It's going to take you to be like, get the fuck out of here. You don't necessarily have to be physically aggressive to do so, but you got to be the dominance in a cool way. Because a lot of these guys, when they test you, they're going to test and see if you react in a way that is, in a way, aggressive, but in the bitch boy type of aggression, as opposed to cool, collected, let them know who's boss and the woman respects you types of aggression. There's two different types here. And again, this is why my whole thesis of everything I'm saying is I can't just give a simple answer of whether testosterone makes you aggressive or not. It's both, but it's both different. Because low testosterone, you'll be aggressive. High testosterone, you'll be aggressive. But there's different characteristics. Both are a form of aggression. And when you take too high testosterone, you're going to have too high estrogen. And you have too high estrogen, you essentially have the estrogen of an ovulating woman, a woman who is ready, where her her egg is coming down and ready to be the sperm to meet to that for her to be pregnant. So if you want to be emotional like a woman who's ovulating, then take a whole bunch of testosterone and no AIs and see what type of emotion and aggression you'll have then. It's going to be different than if you have a balanced testosterone state, high testosterone, but balanced with the estrogen and balanced in general. Yeah, you'll be aggressive. You'll be ready to throw down if it comes down to that. You'll be ready to be assertive, direct, but you're going to be doing so in a calm and cool state. I promise you that. Well, there might become a point in time where you actually get angry, and okay, that might happen too. And testosterone might be a part of that. I'm not gonna lie, but anger is a natural emotion.